Thank you, Senator Murphy. Senator Noone, you have 5 minutes.
Lasko here. Look, I'd like to welcome the Minister to the House, and I think we all agree he's been doing a fine job since his appointment. Tourism is undisputedly one of Ireland's most vital economic sectors, and as others have said, it has stood us well in difficult times in the past, and has a significant potential to play a further role in Ireland's continuing economic renewal, and it has far-reaching benefits in all areas of society, which it's begun to be felt throughout the country, which I think is hugely welcome. The past 2 years have seen Ireland's stock as a tourist destination rise exponentially. In October, Ireland was named as the 5th best place to travel in 2015 by the world's most influential travel publication, the Lonely Planet Guide. 2013 saw an 11.9 increase on 2012 figures in revenue from overseas visitors, and was responsible for 3.3 billion, excluding carrier receipts. When you combine data from the domestic market and international visitors, total tourism revenue for the economy in 2013 was around 5.7 billion, as the Minister is no doubt aware. Of this revenue, 1.4 billion is of direct benefit to the Exchequer through taxation. Overall trips to Ireland, and Senator Brennan has already touched on these figures, in 2013 were up 7.2% on 2012, with the increase of visitors from North America up an impressive 13.9%. Meanwhile, visits from our nearest neighbours, Britain, which had slumped to a very large degree, have hugely increased, which is very welcome. Also, the visitor numbers for 2013 may be attributed in part, although the visitor numbers may be attributed in part to the gathering, figures for the first 10 months of this year are looking very good indeed, with their upward trajectory, with overall visits up 9.3% compared with last year. In fact, figures just released this morning, which Senator Brennan has already spoken about, show that there was a rise by 14.5% in the first 10 months of 2014 compared to the same period last year. The North American tourists have increased by 20.9 to 439,900 compared to the same three-month period last year. So the overall visits from North America, which are, we all love to see the Americans coming for all sorts of reasons, but they're very good spenders. So that's obviously hugely welcome. It must be remembered that tourism also shapes Ireland's image and attractiveness as a place to invest for international companies, and data from the CSO also revealed that business trips and conference type activity were up 5.1%, which is a very important part of the overall figures as well. In addition to the government's, I think, very clever initiative, the gathering and the visa waiver programme, which Senator Brennan mentioned, and the reduction of the 9% VAT, which I actively campaigned for. It's also a crucial factor in our lure as a tourist destination, and I would agree with previous speakers when it comes to the hotel sector in particular, and our competitiveness. And we did have a reputation as a poor value destination, which we've managed to relieve ourselves of to a large degree. And I think it is regrettable that certainly when it comes to our hotel sector, we seem to be going down that road again. And I would agree with other senators who've mentioned this as something that really I think we need to do some work on. It doesn't take long for word to spread internationally that we've become expensive again, and we don't want to damage our overall tourism product. I think hotels in Dublin are well, maybe all over the country now, but certainly Dublin hotels are guilty of really adding on the extra euros now that things have improved. So it's something, it's a difficult one, but it's something that we do need to keep an eye on and be proactive about. A lot have mentioned the Wild Atlantic Way, and that has proved enormously popular. I think it was a fantastic initiative, not least in its simplicity, but in its cost effectiveness also. I think we have been compared again by the Lonely Planet Guide to South Africa's garden route as a top global attraction. And another thing that I'd just like to highlight from Lonely Planet, was that they said that the quintessential Ireland is found in picturesque small towns and villages, which we all know. But I think in that regard, we need to ensure stricter planning and regulation when it comes to small towns to prevent, architectural eyesores, which really, would affect.
30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, I'll be as brief as I can. Exciting new enterprises by Fáilte Ireland, such as Dublin Plus and Culture and Heritage Southeast, will no doubt contribute to the continuing upward trajectory of tourism. In spite of highly encouraging rise in tourism figures, I believe there are areas which we can definitely develop: Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, China, India, and the Middle East. And I think our agencies abroad do very good work when it comes to these markets. There was a Chinese couple at one stage, which they were a well-known couple and in China, and obviously the media were interested in them, and we sponsored their honeymoon in Ireland, and it was widely televised in China, which is a very clever way to promote ourselves abroad. So these territories will be the fastest growing markets over the coming years, and the World Tourism Organization forecasts that the Asia Pacific region will be one of the fastest growing outbound regions, expanding by 6.5% on average over the next 15 years. And from a purely economic point of view, it must be remembered that visitors from these markets stay twice as long and are great spenders again, so we like to see them coming. So visitors from these markets also have a higher propensity to travel throughout the entire island, therefore ensuring that the love is being shared when it comes to money being spent. So I'd like to commend the Minister's excellent work, and thank you.